So I guess if Dr. Leviathan's not being included this one, I should leave out immortality as one of these topics.
Yeah,
I'm sure he has a thing or two to say about that.
Yeah. Hello, this is the Podcult, the second one. This is Review Cultist, and beside me is...
E.g. Hatecraft.
We are lacking Dr. Leviathan. Yeah. So, yeah, we're just going to talk about some stuff.
Okay, well, I've actually been a little more prepared this time. We have a nice long list of things.
Let's take a look at that.
Yeah, so just pick something. We have a lot of really
let's talk about
there.
Starcraft 2. For the start off, anyways.
Alright, sure. Let's start with something traditional, something gaming. Well, both the Cultist and I have picked up the special edition of Starcraft 2.
Yep.
It's rather nice.
It is, yeah.
But, yeah, they've done some really crazy things with the story. Well, for instance, I'm sure many of our listeners, or hopefully some of our listeners, have played the original one, and they remember the whole thing between Jim Raynor and Kerrigan.
Back in the
Now,
day.
hang on, let me have my my piece here. Now, they were essentially co-workers, and yeah, he sort of had he was trying to look out for her, and he was a little bit pissed off that they just left her behind on that planet before it was, devoured. However, how did that turn into a full-blown relationship where he's willing to risk life and limb to save her ass?
I guess it was a little too... I guess they're a little relationship. I guess...
It's like...
In the beginning, Metzen maybe had an idea that they wanted them to be like a love interest, but it was so subtle in the first one that none of us caught it until the second one. Then they made it full-blown.
Yeah, it's like they...
I mean, I guess it made sense. I mean, they were kind of... There was a little bit of thing there.
Yeah, well,
there wasn't enough for them to, him to be, torn over it and all
that.
Yeah,
there was chemistry, absolutely. They could have had something going, but they just... It was not the time or place. They had a revolution and a war to rage.
Yeah.
Or wage, rather. And now, suddenly, he's pining after her every opportunity. Apparently, they've, had these special moments behind the scenes that we never got to see, and they allude to in StarCraft 2, and he even has a picture of her, of all things, where she got rid of her dreadlocks, and I actually like those dreadlocks. It was unique to see on a redhead.
Yeah.
It's not something you see every day, and I was like, hey, that makes it a little more unique. I like it. But either way, they made her a clone of Nova.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I always remember her, in the original one, I remember her being a lot darker skinned.
No.
She looked tanned in the little avatar version of her. Maybe that's just because of the darkness, but then again, that game was really dark. So, but I always remember, always thought of her as a light black person with red dreadlocks.
Oh God, no!
Kind of like that chick from Resident Evil 5.
You need to move this to the other side.
All right, fine.
I keep wanting to drink it.
But yeah, and then suddenly when she got turned, I was like, wait, what? And you know what? That's another thing. Her character, her Zergified form in StarCraft 1 looked nothing like what she looks like now.
Well, yeah, the new version, they really accentuated her feminine features, and they gave her biological high heels of all things.
Yeah.
It's like they made her purely for sex appeal rather than for making her look like a Zerged human.
Yeah. Quoting about the Zerg human.
I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just, wow, what a change.
Yeah. Going, kind of segueing to the Zerg human thing, that's one of the missions I liked about StarCraft 2 was the zombie apocalypse-esque mission where you had to fight off endless hordes of infested humans. Almost like a zombie apocalypse.
Actually, that reminds me of a really neat map that someone is making for StarCraft. Well, first of all, do you know anything about the map editor that they have?
No, I've tried to get to it, but I
it is extremely versatile. People have made basically side-scroller versions of StarCraft where it's like Metal Slug.
Nice.
And another guy made a first-person shooter version where it's that zombie apocalypse scenario.
Nice.
Everybody plays as ghosts, and then it's just endless waves of these infested Terrans.
That's pretty cool.
It is. I'm kind of hoping he'll actually put it out for download soon.
Yeah. How do you get those, anyways? Or how do you get the map editor? I have the whole thing, but where is it? Is it in the code or?
It's just an exe. You can click on it separately.
Really? Okay, I'll have to take a look at that. Anyways, I kind of liked the ending, though it was really cheesy. of StarCraft 2 in terms of the story.
Yeah, yeah.
Him walking
So
out.
wait. Spoiler alert. Those of you who have not beaten the game yet, what's wrong with you? Close your ears. So yeah, the ending was that was sappy.
That was the epitome of cliche. Him walking out of the Zerg hive with a partially de-infested Kerrigan. And then like, the skies parting and ships flying by, except there was that one odd ship that was crashing.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was it just him like walking nobly out there with like a bullet through his shoulder and just it was just the epitome of heroism and rescuing and stuff like that. It's in every like cliche film. And then the ending of the death of Tychus Finley. He's not dead. They better bring him back in the next one.
Yeah, he was an alright character, I guess. I mean, he was pretty stereotypical for the badass buddy, but you know, he was more interesting than some of the other characters that they introduced.
I do like the fact that their scientist dude that was in their science wing or whatever it's called, the lab, was actually not a rip, but what is the word? Take on
Tribute?
Yeah, tribute. That's it. Of
to Egon?
Egon Spengler. It was like Egon Stensler or something like that, or Stensian. And they even look like kind of like Egon, but a little bit more nerdy and like in his teens. I also like the other possible love interest that Jim would have in the series, the Doctor chick. The name really escapes me right now. And then later on you get to actually choose whether or not you want to save her people or help the Protoss annihilate them all. And depending on what you do, you either get a nice sappy happy ending, or you get a B-rated horror movie ending.
Actually, that sappy ending is debatable because, well, she's still infested.
But she found a cure. She said she found a cure for her people.
She said that she would find a cure. She hasn't actually found it yet.
So we might come back in the heart of the swarm, and depending if they follow the BioWare motive where they actually carry on plots like that, and if you did that in the first game, and you go back to Haven, I think it's called, Haven, and you've come back and it's completely like Left 4 Dead style, like it's become a Zerg. What if she becomes that becomes a new faction of the Zerg?
Well, this is just it. She is from what I've seen, she is essentially as a beacon for the swarm, and the Zerg would come to her. She actually referred to them as her children. So I'm guessing I'm guessing she is one of those Zerg queens, like what you fought in the Underground.
Yeah. Wait. Oh, that would have been in.
It's on one of the final missions.
Brood Wars, or in
You know where you get your all your buddies. You have Raynor, you have Tychus, you have the Doctor, and they're all down there underground, and they fight a queen.
What? Well,
haven't you played all the missions
yet?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
You haven't played that mission. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that was an epic mission. She's protecting all these eggs and she's trying to hatch them before you kill them all.
No, I haven't played that one. Where the hell was that?
It's one of the final missions.
Wait,
it's where you go.
Oh, that's one. If you.
It's where you go to kill the Nidus worms.
Yeah, see, I killed all the air support first.
Yeah, I did that, and then I went back and did the Nidus worms after.
I haven't done that yet, so I'm still playing the game through a second time. So.
Okay, well, my guess is that she's going to be one of the lesser Zerg queens.
Yeah, since Kerrigan loses her control over a majority of the Zerg, she'll end up becoming.
But this is different though, because Kerrigan was specially made by the Overmind, and she had psychic powers to boot.
True, but I'm just saying, like, if they end up having like that Doctor and her Haven group come back as Zergified people, they would end up probably becoming a new like kind of faction of the Zerg. Since Kerrigan's no longer around to unify the Zerg, there'll be factions of Zerg, and then Kerrigan has to go in and fight everyone. Because apparently the new expansion that's coming out, Heart of the Swarm, is you're going to be playing as Kerrigan, and it's going to have a lot more role playing elements.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing.
Which a lot of people actually either hate that or like that. I think that's cool, and for story wise, and I think it's interesting that they're kind of they're slowly following the Warcraft 3 style of storytelling, which is good because I liked Warcraft 3.